Hey everyone, and welcome to the course. This is Health Economics for the fall 2024 semester at Temple University. This is also the writing intensive section of this course. My name is Joe Shin. I am the instructor of this course. The goal of this video is to give you a broad overview of the course, go through the syllabus, run through what's expected in the class, where you're going to be finding everything in Canvas, and so forth. Now, hopefully you are all aware that this course is being administered entirely online and there is no set meeting time. So before we dive into the course, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. Again, I mentioned my name is Joe Shin. I've been teaching here at Temple for about 15 years now. I also teach occasionally at Rider University, Rutgers University, Widener University, and occasionally I do teach or have taught at Rowan. Some of the courses I teach include health economics, labor economics, sports economics, and the principles classes, just to name a few. So that's my part-time job. Full-time, I work for the Department of Housing and Urban Development as an economist. And that is a job that I have been doing since 2010. Before that, I got my graduate degree at Temple University right here, did my undergrad at Rider, and I spent a little bit of time working at Merrill Lynch in between there. Also worked down in DC with the Census Bureau. That's enough about me. With that, let's go ahead and jump to the course. So what you see here is the syllabus for the course. Again, this is Econ 3597, Health Economics, the writing intensive portion. And I'll explain that writing intensive part in a minute. Here's my contact information and my email, joseph.shin@temple.edu. And that is the best way to get in contact with me. As I mentioned, I do work full-time during the day, and so I'm not always able to respond right away, but I am able to respond within 12 to 24 hours. Here is the prerequisites and the textbook. Now the textbook, you'll see, is a little bit dated. Excuse me. And this is a good textbook, and it gives a lot of the basics as far as the theory goes. Now the data is a little bit outdated, but you'll see as I go through my presentations that I do update a lot of the numbers within there. Course information, description, and learning objectives. All right, web access. So as I mentioned, this course is administered entirely online. There's no set meeting time. And on the Canvas website, you're going to find all the assignments, lectures, quizzes, exams, and any kind of links. And you are responsible for keeping up with all that on your own and making sure that you submit everything that you need to and asking questions when you have. Each week runs from Monday through Sunday, and the materials are only available 1 week before that class week starts. And so, for example, at the start of the semester, weeks 1 and 2 are available. Week 3 doesn't become available and start of week 2. Week 4 doesn't become available and start of week 3, so on and so forth. Okay. Now you can work 1 week ahead, but just make sure you're keeping up with the assignments. For the most part, the assignments are due by the end of the day on Sunday, and the one exception to that is the VoiceThread discussions, which I'll go over in a second. The course grade breakdown. There are 5 different components. Here's the grading scale. So the weekly discussions. During some of the weeks, you will be required to participate in discussions through a program called VoiceThread. And what happens is you'll be given a topic and you'll be required to make 2 posts during the week. So with that topic, your initial post is to be made sometime between Monday and Wednesday. You're to log on, see what the discussion is or the question is, topic, whatever it is, and then post your direct voice or video comment in response to it. Then sometime between Thursday and Sunday, you're to come back, listen to the responses by everyone else, and then directly respond to what somebody else posted, one of your classmates. Now, when you do that, you can agree with what they said, disagree, expand on it, but whatever you do, just make sure you're respectful. Each video or audio post should be 30 to 60 seconds and be some original thought. Weekly quizzes. Every week there will be a quiz given for what is covered that week. It will be done in Canvas, and they're multiple choice, and there's a 30-minute time limit. Now, there are no makeups, so if you miss one, you will get a 0. However, the lowest 2 are dropped at the end of the semester. All right, now the big part, the paper. As I mentioned, this is the writing intensive portion of this class. There is a non-writing intensive portion, but I don't know if it's offered anymore. I used to teach both, but they only have me teaching this one now. But the difference is this comprehensive paper. And I have a different set of videos and resources that specifically targets these assignments. But just to kind of go over the basic idea of it. One, it's not a research paper. All right, it's not a paper where you're going to do research on what other people have done and just discuss what has been in other papers. Instead, this is a data-driven empirical paper. And so with this, you're going to form a hypothesis and then use data to test that hypothesis. And then the paper is going to be discussing what you did, why you did it, and the results. And so there's the two components. There's the writing part and there's the analysis part, and both do go hand in hand with each other. Now this should be about 10 to 15 pages excluding the title page, abstract, graphs, tables, bibliography, etc. And so it's 10 to 15 written pages or typed pages. All right. At the end of the semester, I will have students submit something that'll be 10 pages, but then you'll have one title page, 5 graphs, a bibliography, and at the end, if you take all that out, it ends up being 5 pages. You will not get a good grade if that's the case. Now, in addition to the final draft, you have some different assignments that are due throughout the semester, and they all contribute to the final paper grade, overall paper grade. So you have a hypothesis, abstract, data description, theoretical background, outline, annotated bibliography, first and final draft. Now the final draft is 80 points out of a possible 100 for that page, or for the paper rather. All these other assignments are a couple points here and there, but they're all important to make sure that you keep up with everything, that you're on the right path, and so forth. Now, when you're doing these, it's important to take the time to do it for 2 reasons. One, it contributes to your grade. Again, 20 out of the 100 points is from these smaller assignments. And 2, it helps to get the paper to the point where your final grade will be good. And so as you're going through all these assignments, I will be commenting on them and making sure that you're on the right path. And it almost never happens where people who follow my follow my feedback for all these assignments submit their final draft and then get a poor grade. If you do these assignments and you do them well, and you take my feedback and make changes based off of it, you will tend to do well with this paper. All right, so let's talk about plagiarism and use of artificial intelligence. Every semester I give this speech, and every semester somebody doesn't listen, and I don't get it. Don't plagiarize, and don't use artificial intelligence. I check for both of these, and I've gotten very good at catching people who do both. With the artificial intelligence, we have checkers that go through, they scan the paper, and they see if it was written by AI or not. And so just make sure that, just don't do it. And with the plagiarism, same thing. If you get caught plagiarizing, you'll get a 0 for the paper. It's not worth it. Exams. So there's 2 exams, a midterm and a final. Both are worth 25% of your grade. The final exam is cumulative with emphasis on the second portion of the class. Now, unlike the quizzes, the exams are in essay form. And so you can open it at any time during the week and just have to submit at the end of the week. There's no time limit on it. Now, with the final exam, because of the paper with this course, what I've done is I made the final exam optional. And what happens is, if you choose to skip your final exam, the grade you'll get for your final exam will be whatever you got in your midterm, less 10 percentage points. Okay. So, just keep that in mind going forward. Here are the exam dates. Disability statement. If you need any special accommodations, reach out to Disability Services. The information's here, and they'll reach out to me. And then here's the course calendar. So I mentioned every week runs from Monday through Sunday. And so here are the dates when the weeks begin, the different topics and readings, the assignments. Okay. And for the most part, as I mentioned, these assignments are due at the end of the week, so by the end of the day on Sunday. The main exception is the discussions, which you have 2 posts to make. One is made on Wednesday, and the other has to be made by Sunday. And I've color-coded this to make it a little bit easier to see what is due when. All right, so that's the syllabus. If we come over here in Canvas, what you're seeing is going to be a little bit different than what you're seeing on the screen now from this video. Is going to be a little different from what you see on your computer. That's just because I'm on instructor view, you're on student view. And so anything with the disabled thing here, you're not going to be seeing. All right, so on the home page, you're going to have the different modules. So the first 3 are the course syllabus and info, which has the video, syllabus, and a tutorial for the VoiceThread, which I can encourage you to check out. It's for the discussion post. And then the paper guidelines, the paper guidelines. All right. So as I mentioned, this is with the paper. I made some separate things. One is I put together a paper guideline for each assignment, so you can check this out if it ever loads, which it will. And so this will have, here we are, for the different assignments, just some basic ideas for picking a topic, the parts about it, and then some links. And then for each assignment, you'll have a breakdown of that individual assignment. In addition to that, I have different videos for each assignment, which you'll see here. All right. So whenever these assignments are due, I strongly encourage you to come and check them out and and just make sure you understand the assignment and ask questions if you don't understand something. Office hours. Office hours are Tuesdays from 8 to 10. Here's the link with the password you might need. And then you have the modules for each week. And so within here, you have the week, the dates, learning goals, the readings, and then you have the lectures and assignments, which you can access here. With the lectures, you can either watch them in here,
so as we look at,
or if you click on the title, it'll take you to a different YouTube page. You can watch it there on a little bit bigger screen.
As we look at,
and if we go back, in addition to being able to access the assignments and lectures there, you can also access them from this page here. And so that's the different modules. As I mentioned, you're not going to see all of them right away. They're going to be only available 1 week in advance. And so that's the home page, which is also the same as the modules page. The announcements, whenever I make announcements, they're going to go there. It'll also be sent to your email, so just make sure that whatever you whatever email you have attached to Canvas is you check, because I do send information out through there. The assignments are also here. You can see them, just a different way to find them. And then the grades are here. With the grades, especially, you'll see when you do the paper assignments, you'll see my feedback, and so it's important that you check that out and keep track of it. And that's really it. If you have any questions throughout the semester, make sure you ask, reach out, shoot me an email, come to office hours. And if you need clarification, reach out. And just other than that, just make sure you stay up with the assignments and ask questions if you have them. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And if not, let's have a great semester.